What's up, guys? How you doing? It's Uncle Klaus Kung Fu Kitchen. Welcome to our new episode. Welcome Willis Schwinn. Thank you for joining me on today's episode. He's a fellow YouTuber, content creator based here in Saigon. We met each other at an event a while ago, and we thought, it's a good idea to throw our energies together. And we realized we both practice Muay Thai, and I thought this is a good theme for this show. You know, Muay Thai, and we're gonna make a little breakfast that is great for athletes that need a lot of explosive energy, like high protein, low carb. We're gonna make some scrambled eggs and bacon, but with a little twist on top. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your channel, your story, your background?
Yeah, my name is Willis Schwinn. Thanks for having me, Uncle Klaus,
Anytime.
on the channel. Yes, we met, like we were saying, we met at the content creators meeting, and then we found that we had a couple of things going on together, and then we're here doing a collab today. So yeah, thanks for having me. Cool. So yeah, my channel is Willis Schwinn. I'm Australian-born Vietnamese, and currently been living in Saigon for over a year now. So we both do Muay Thai and love it. And also, my channel was about lifestyle. So I do interviews, reviews, and talking about life in Vietnam for an audience, international audience, especially for people back in Australia. So yeah, and we're gonna cook some awesome food today. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely, anytime.
Yeah. Once again, as a disclaimer, I cannot cook to save my life. So I'm really happy that Uncle Klaus has invited me on to help me do some cooking, because I suck at cooking. So you have been warned ahead of time.
Well, after this episode, you will not suck at cooking. You will be able to cook at least one dish. I'm going to show you cooking is not difficult, it's not complicated, it's not intimidating. You know, you can take all the time that you need. Step by step, this dish is quite easy. You can do it at home. And let's see what we can fix up together here.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on.
My pleasure. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about Muay Thai. What's your Muay Thai sound? What sound do you make when you punch?
So because I used to do karate a long time ago, we have the oos. So I'm trying to. I've got a bit of that in there as well. But then you know how the Thais do it. They have their own way. But I don't know. I switch between an oos and some Thai, just exhale when you're finishing your punches or kicks. Yeah. How about you? What sound do you make?
I'm like ash.
Ash.
Yeah. Just for anybody who thinks that we're completely crazy what we're talking about, when you do Muay Thai or boxing or any form of striking art. Like when you throw your punch, you do some sort of exhalation sound noise, because it tightens up your chest and you can use a little bit more of explosive power. And I thought, everybody has a little different way to do it, and that's always curious about how you do it.
Yeah, and it helps with your breathing as well. You have to be breathing when you're moving, you're punching, you're kicking. Yeah.
That's right. Enough about Muay Thai, let's do some food.
Let's do it.
So, I'm going to show you the ingredients that we're going to use. First of all, eggs, basis of any good breakfast. We have some bacon, 2 stripes each, don't overdo it with the bacon. We have some cherry tomatoes. We have some red hot chili pepper. If you live in Vietnam, you're going to be familiar with this. We have some onion, we have mustard, salt, pepper, butter, and we have some yogurt. All right. Now, first, we're going to do some prep work. We're gonna slice and dice, cut a couple of things, and then we're gonna move on to the cooking, which is actually the smallest part. And the prep work is actually the most time-consuming part. So we're gonna start with some onions. I have a half an onion left over.
Cool.
Leftover onions are really great for using in breakfast or whatever you want. And gonna slice it in half, one for you, one for me.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yes. And first of all, I'm going to show you how to peel it. Usually we like to take off the whole outer layer of the onion, like this, you see? You start from this side,
so
because you see the flour side?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. There you go. Well, you're natural, see?
Yeah, fell over the first
Just rip it off, right?
Rip it off.
And the flour, this part you leave intact for 2 reasons. One reason is it's easier to slice, and the other one is it will release less of the gases that make your eyes water.
Oh, is that where it comes from?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, not only, but it helps a little bit. Also, a little tip on the side: if you want to prepare to slice onions, keep them in the fridge and slice them when they're really cold.
Okay.
Then because I'm super sensitive with the onion gas, so that's why I learned a lot of tricks how to avoid that.
The more you know.
Yes. So we're gonna take, we're gonna put it on the board. I'm gonna cut off one side, and then what we do, we take the knife, hold it like this, don't hold it in the back, hold it close to the blade because it gives you more control.
Okay.
You can actually pinch the blade with your fingers. Just don't touch the sharp side, you know.
Right.
Then we hold the onion and we're gonna make an incision like this,
Okay.
right? And we do that on 3 floors of the onion. And don't feel need to do this fast.
Okay.
All right, just take your time, go easy, right?
I've never cut an onion this way before.
You have never cut an onion this way.
I've always
Okay.
like cut it like, I don't know, just cut.
Yes, because like the reason why I wanted to do this is because we want to have small pieces.
Okay.
Right. If you want like onion rings or
Yeah.
onion slices, you can just chop it
Yeah.
like however you want. Right.
All right.
So
here we go.
just slice off this part first.
So how are we holding a knife? Pinch it.
Yeah, like this,
Yeah.
because that gives you a lot of control.
Okay.
Because if you hold it like this, you don't know where your
Yeah,
knife
yeah.
is going, right? Like the center of the knife is basically here, and that's
Yeah.
where you want to hold it.
You definitely want to know where your knife's going.
That's right.
All right. Here we go. So just
Stop.
Yeah.
Let me show you.
No
Slice
doubt.
it like this, right? If you slice it like this, it's a little bit difficult
Right.
to find the entry. But if you start on the small part, it's easier to find
See,
the way
I've
in.
already done this. And I'm not doing this wrong on purpose. Like I'm just terrible at cooking. All right, down that way.
Yes, and then pull.
Pull.
Yeah,
Would it? Okay, pull.
that's right. Exactly.
How far
And
are we going down? So not all the way.
That's
around.
enough.
Okay,
Perfect.
enough.
That's you found it on instinct,
Okay.
right?
Second layer.
Yeah. There you go.
One more.
That's
All
it.
right, I didn't
Brilliant.
cut myself. Good.
Wonderful. No blood. Everything's
no,
right.
No, not yet.
Right. So then we're gonna make an incision from the top, like this, and we pinch it from the outside,
Okay.
so it doesn't go away. Right. And the same, we keep the last part intact.
Okay. Keep it
Huh?
intact.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And then just chop it like this. Like when you chop onions, you hold them with your fingers like this.
Yeah.
The reason is if you come close to your fingers, your blade is gonna touch the knuckle
Mm.
before it touches your
Yeah.
fingers,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah.
If you hold it like this, you're gonna slice your fingers, right? This is why we do it like this. It's a little bit counterintuitive in the beginning, but it's the better method, right? And again, no need to rush. Do it slow. Let the knife do the work. Like the reason why this knife is curved is because we're going to slide it over the
Right.
board, right?
I'm learning so many things about this knife. I just,
This is a very versatile tool. This is
Wow.
called a chef's knife,
Okay.
right? And basically, this is all you need for cooking. I mean, there's other tools, but this is the basic one.
for me, I consider all knives just the same, but like,
Yeah.
the way you talk about this knife,
Yeah.
it's like multifunctional. There's stuff going on.
Absolutely,
Okay, so that's the side that's tied together.
that's right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so knuckles first.
Stop. You make the incision from the top first.
Oh, the top first.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Yeah, just go easy. There you go. Wonderful. Just 2 is enough. Don't
Just
be
2?
crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's falling apart.
And
Okay.
then turn it around. And now,
So knuckles first, like that.
yeah, that's right. Just keep your like make like a claw.
Claw. Okay.
Right. Just keep your fingertips away from the blade.
Right.
That's the purpose. Exactly. And if you want, like what I would recommend when
Yeah.
you start to slice, put the tip of the knife on the board before you start.
Right.
So it's more like a guillotine. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah. Gotcha.
There you go. Well, there you go. Look at that.
I'm not being slow on purpose. I actually am slow at this.
Slow and steady. That's how you do it. That's enough.
That's enough?
I use like the end part. You don't have to cut because it's a bitch to cut.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah,
really difficult, and it's not gonna add a lot of flavor. So
Right.
just leave that. Make things easy for yourself. The parts that are
Cool.
difficult to cut, just throw them away. Right?
I'm all about making it easy for myself.
See? And look at that. First time, ladies and gentlemen, and these are perfect onion bits.
It's being way too kind. That's way too kind. But thank you.
Number 2, we have some cherry tomatoes. Just take them one by one and slice them in half. There's no real trick to this.
One by one.
One by one, exactly. Just generally what I said before, when you slice, you want to start with the tip of your knife
Right.
on the board because
Okay.
it gives you control, it gives you like a vantage point, like
Yeah.
a fulcrum.
Yep.
And if you start like this, you cannot really feel where the knife is
Right.
going, right? But like this, start with the tip, put on the blade, and then you just let it fall through, very smooth.
Nice. I love the way you're coaching. I like the technique you're taking me through. It's very
Yes.
nice. So tip down first.
Exactly.
And just let it fall through.
There you go.
Yeah,
All right. No biggie.
no biggie. Should we do all of them?
Yes, all of them. Cooking is mostly practice, so take your time and enjoy the process.
Just like Muay Thai.
That's like Muay Thai. The only difference is no one is punching you.
It's all about the technique and just practicing. Technique, huh?
Technique and practicing. I mean, like slow and steady. I don't know about you. I think it's better to go like once or twice to train a week instead of like going 5 times and then not going for 3 weeks.
Oh, that's true as well. You do have to take care of your body.
Yeah.
All right.
So next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna help you with the first part because it's a bit tricky. We're gonna open up this the chili. We use a small knife for this. We can do it with the big one, but it's a little bit inconvenient,
Sure.
I'm just gonna open this up. And we will take out the seeds because the seeds are the part that have the most, the spicy part, the capsaicin. And we don't want to overpower the dish. We don't want to make it like super burning. We just want a nice little fiery layer on top.
Cool.
You can already smell it,
Yeah.
So what we do is like we hold this and then we pull off the seeds with a little knife. You want to give it a shot?
Oh, sure.
That's right, yeah.
Oh.
That's it.
How come when you do it, it makes it you look so much easier?
Practice, man, that's all it is.
I'm such a noob.
Well, everyone was at some point, that's how
Sure.
you start.
And I am right now. Okay.
There you go,
I think
right?
it's all out.
Yes, wonderful. See, squeaky clean, that's how we want it. And we're going to take away the seeds. And during this process, don't touch your eyes or any other sensitive body part. Just trust me.
Sounds like you talk from experience.
Maybe. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to slice this in half because I want you to have one half to practice, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this. We're going to slice this really thin.
Mm-hmm.
Hold it like with your middle finger, make the claw again, and then we chop it. And now you might be tempted to do what I call the death metal chop, which is like a lot of pressure and like This is really not necessary. Just do this, like this knife is very sharp, so just hold it and let the knife do the work, right?
Sure.
You get the kind of like a wave. You just kind of follow the form of the blade.
Okay.
This sounds super Japanese, right?
Yeah.
Like this.
Nice.
There you go.
Okay.
Give it a shot. Oh, see? Wonderful. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
There you go.
Seesaw. And no touching my face.
Exactly.
After seesaw. Okay.
Okay. So just remove all the chilies from the blade,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're gonna wash our hands. See you guys in a second. So our prep work is almost done. What we have left is the eggs. I'm gonna show you how to crack an egg. So
I'm terrible at cracking eggs.
I'm gonna show you a little trick. You
Okay.
take the small knife and you give it a little smash.
No crack on the bowl. Use a knife.
There you go.
That's so
Right.
much better.
Because I mean, you've probably seen like the really cool
Yeah,
chef's way,
one
like
hand,
doing it with
yeah,
one
yeah.
hand. But the problem is that oftentimes half of the shell is gonna end up in the bowl, and that's
Right.
why you don't want it. And so, like how we do is, we just hold this in the hand loosely, and we also hold the knife loosely. Again, it's important not to use any power. You just let the knife fall on the egg, not with force.
Mm-hmm.
And if it bounces off, well, fine, then it wasn't enough. But just kind of get yourself to that point where it cracks,
Sure.
right? Like this. That's it. And then you have your incision. Crack it open. There you go.
That's very nice technique. Very nice technique.
There you go. You feel ready?
Alright, just let it fall, huh?
Yes, exactly. There you go. That's enough already. Now you can crack it open with your hands.
Ooh, see. A bit too much power on the egg.
Yeah, you're a strong man.
Shell.
If that happens, let me show you. Let me show. If that happens, you take.
Use the other shell.
You use the other shell, and you scoop it out.
You had so much more finesse than I did.
So, let me get the fork. Because now what we do, we take the bowl in our hands and just whisk it together very lightly like this, you know. Again, no need for death metal whisking. Just very loosely, like you're stirring your coffee. That's enough, right?
But what if you stir your coffee death metal style?
Well, you can if you want. It's
Gotcha.
not the method I recommend, but you're very free to do that.
Just nice and gentle.
Nice and gentle.
No power, no death metal. Okay, gotcha.
Just let the punches flow.
Nice.
There you go.
Thank you. No death metal. Here we go. I'm just scared it's gonna come out the bowl.
Huh? Oh,
It's good. It's good.
no, hey, you're doing great. Relax, breathe. Great.
Okay.
Just put this over there. Okay, and now it's time to move to the stove. So, we already talked about cooking bacon in our last episode. Maybe you want to move over
Sure.
here? Awesome, great. So what we're going to do is we're going to place the bacon into the cold pan, not the hot pan, because we don't want the bacon to burn. It will crisp up later, but what we want the bacon to do first and foremost is to render all the fat. Right? This is why we're going to cook it in the cold pan on low heat.
Okay.
Right? So I'm just going to place them down like this, nonchalantly.
That's interesting. I've always done bacon in a hot pan. I've
Yeah.
never done it in a cold pan before.
Like the reason is because I want all the fat to come out,
Right.
you know, and then to have two effects. First, the bacon is going to get more crispy, and second, we're going to use all that bacon fat to cook the eggs, which is going to add a lot of flavor.
Sure.
Right.
Interesting.
Okay, so now you can see we have a slow burner over here, so this is going to take a little bit longer, but these babies, they look about ready, right? So this is what we want. They're a little bit scrambled up, and while they look a little bit soft now, when we let them sit, when we let them rest a bit, they're going to be very crispy, very tasty. And now you can see how much oil came out of that bacon.
Nice.
You see that?
Yeah.
And that is full of flavor, and that's going to go straight into our eggs. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. This looks good to me, nice and brown. And again, like this bacon is going to be much more crispy after a while, after like resting a bit. And you can see a lot of oil in the pan, and that's what we want for our eggs. Now I'm going to show you the next steps. We're going to start with our onions. We're going to take half of the onions and we put this on low heat. Low to medium heat, right? And just drop them in. And you can hear immediately they're starting to cook. This is for you.
Okay. Thank you.
And after that, just leave it be. You know, like a big misconception about cooking is people think you always have to stir constantly in your pot. It's really not the case. You know, this is where the cooking happens right now, right? When it's just sitting there and just losing its moisture, basically. All that cooking is manipulating water in the end. You want the water to get out of the food, and then it intensifies the flavor, right? And that's the time to put in our tomatoes. Here you go. And the thing is, the tomatoes, they will lose a lot of water, and this will protect your onions from burning. Right. And also, tomatoes are basically like nature's MSG. It's like a natural flavor enhancer, so if you like those umami notes, tomatoes are for you. If you think about it, any food, if you add tomatoes, it tastes better. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, you know the tomato paste, right? This is just basically like, you can use it like MSG if you want.
Sure.
You know? We have salt and pepper. Now is the time to add the chili peppers. Choop. Here you go, just push them in. There you go, wonderful. From the wrist.
From the wrist.
And now is the challenging part. We're going to add some pepper. We're going to add the pepper now, not later, because we wanted to cook it a little bit. The salt we're going to add at the very end, right?
Why is that?
Because salt is like if you put in, no, it doesn't burn, but it can become very intense.
Okay.
If you because like the earlier you put in the salt, the more it will immerse into the food.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that looks good to me. And now I'm gonna hand you the eggs, and I will explain to you what we do before we do it. All right?
Okay.
We're gonna put in the eggs. We're gonna stir it around. We're gonna take it off the heat. We're gonna put in some mustard. We're gonna put in some yogurt. Then we're gonna put it on the heat again, and we could constantly keep stirring, because the consistency of the eggs that we want is a little bit liquid. We don't want it too dry. We want it like smooth, silky, like jelly-like.
Right.
Right? We put it on the lowest heat, very important otherwise, because the moment you put in the eggs, they're gonna start cooking.
Okay.
Right? So I will show you all the steps first, and then you do it so you don't get confused.
I've already forgotten your instructions, but I'm gonna follow your lead.
Okay, all right. In with the eggs,
And the eggs.
stir.
Stirring.
Yes, take it off the heat. Mustard. Yogurt. Stirring.
Take it off.
Yes.
Bit of mustard.
Yeah. No.
Oh, more mustard.
There you go.
Yogurt.
Spoonful of yogurt. Yes.
Okay. More
And then
stirring.
more stirring, like you're washing clothes, like this.
So you
and
wash
sc-
clothes.
Yeah, like in the olden times. you
Oh,
know.
there you go.
And you kind of scoop the egg from the bottom of the pan,
Right.
right? That's wonderful. Great job. Right?
You're just saying that because you have to say that, but thank you. I
No,
appreciate it.
look, this looks literally identical. And there we go. That's it. Now we're gonna add some salt. So with salt, you kind of take a pinch like this with 3 fingers,
Okay, pinch, 3 fingers.
you, as a reference, like this.
Yep.
Right. And then you just sprinkle it on top, like Salt Bay, you know.
Okay.
And then stir it in again,
On the wrist.
all in the wrist. And that's it.
Cool.
Gonna have the bacon. And when we plate it up, we're gonna scoop it all. This is why I recommend a flexible spatula,
Right.
because if you have like the wooden or the metal one, you cannot get into the nooks, you know. And we just kind of scoop it together, put it on the plate, like so. Just tilt the pan.
Put the pan,
Yeah.
slip it in.
Exactly. Boop.
Go. Good.
Wonderful. Look at that.
Yours is much prettier than mine.
Sunday brunch, 180,000 Vietnam dong. Look at that. First time, Mr. Willis.
You should show them yours. Yours looks so much better.
Let's be fancy a bit. I have some chopped parsley left over from another episode. I'm just gonna sprinkle this on top a little bit. It's gonna add some bright color. It's gonna add some fresh flavor. Give it a try.
Thank you. Sprinkle.
Sprinkle.
Alright, sweet.
And here we go, finished. 2 perfect breakfasts, low carb, high protein, a little bit spicy, a little bit fruity, crunchy bacon on the side. Great job, man, it looks fantastic. I mean, the first time you did it and it came out absolutely perfect.
Thanks for all the instructions. Thank you for helping me out.
My pleasure, let's dig in.
Yeah, tweaking my technique and showing me the way. Just slow and steady, all in the wrist.
All in the wrist, you know, he's gonna remember the phrases. And then you can do this by yourself. I mean, as you can see, this took us maybe like 30 minutes to make, very simple. And give it a try.
Sure.
Let's enjoy the fruit of your labor.
Very nice.
Cool, huh?
I've got the bacon. Try the bacon.
Mine is very crunchy. How about yours?
It's not as crunchy as yours.
Yeah, just because I have the high burner. Or maybe we should turn off the
Burners.
before we have an incident. No, this is nice. This is crispy. I can eat this every day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't give a care. So, as you can tell, like the yogurt adds a little bit of tang, you know.
The creaminess to it as well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit lighter. And like the secret with scrambled eggs is like you want to keep them very moist. You know, I know a lot of people don't like that word, but if the eggs are dry, they're not a treat to eat. But like this with a lot of juice inside.
And that's the first time for me cooking the bacon from cold pan. So thank you for showing me that technique.
Oh, my pleasure, man. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. I love that the meal's like very high in protein. So yeah, that's definitely a tick for me. So
that's really protein heavy, and like there's no carbs in there, you know. But with the tomatoes and the chili peppers, you still get a little bit of extra flavor. You know, that doesn't affect you carb wise. So, how do you feel? First time?
I feel much better that you were there guiding me through that. You were my trainer. Yeah, you were showing me, you give me instructions. So I was very happy about that. So
My pleasure.
Yeah, so thank you for showing me the way. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I learned about cooking bacon on cold pan. So that was really cool.
Anytime, like I like to share knowledge, and I think it's like all these little tips and tricks that make cooking easier, and then make it less of a pain to do, because a lot of people think, oh God, yeah, I think it's very complicated, and there's like a lot of things I don't know how to deal with, you know, and that's what we're here for, to share this knowledge and to help you cook better meals. You know, if you have any questions, let me know your results. If you have any questions, I'm always here. Like, let me know in the comments. Show me how you do it at home. Show me your own versions. Willis, what's going on with you? Like, what's the future of your channel? What's coming up?
Yes, I'm pumping out a lot more content, so check out my channel on Willis Huynh on YouTube. And thank you for having me onto your channel.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you for showing me how to make this dish today.
That's it, folks. Thank you for joining us today. We made a quick breakfast for ourselves. And check out my other episodes. Check out Willis's channel. And like, share, and subscribe. And never forget, Uncle Klaus loves you. Ash!